global markets were shaken yesterday after what had happened, and we saw this shooting down of the Malaysian airliner. Are we going to see a long-term impact on the markets, or is it going to be short-lived?
I think it's going to be short-lived. I've looked at some of the opening levels and we're not really off by too much. You got European indices off by around 1/3%, but already US indices are pointing ever so slightly higher. And this is a bit of a common theme, what we've seen recently, not with both geopolitical events and also economic events as well. We'll get this bad news, we'll get this thing that shakes up the markets, and what we saw yesterday certainly was one of those events, a big strong event actually. But then the next day or the next couple of days we see it start to wear off and we see people start to look for the positives again and buy those dips, and it looks like that's exactly what's going to happen again today. Yes, we've got European indices off very slightly, but like I say, over in the US we're already seeing these point higher, so it seems that we've already seen the bulk of the reaction to this, assuming obviously it doesn't escalate further.
And Craig, do you think that this terrible tragedy is going to bring us closer to a solution for the Russia-Ukraine crisis, or is it actually going to make it much worse?
Well, I think this is the big question right now. There is really two avenues this can go down. This can either prompt a response from the Ukraine against the rebels, maybe get Russia more involved, lead to further sanctions from the West on Russia and really escalate things. Or the alternative is it can make people realise that things have got out of hand here. We've seen just short of 300 innocent people die because of what's going on in eastern Ukraine at the moment. Maybe this will be enough to bring all parties to the table and come up with a solution. So maybe there is a potential for this real massive tragedy to actually lead to some form of diplomatic solution in eastern Ukraine.
Sure. And this is obviously going to dominate investors' minds today, but we've also got Vitamin speaking. What do you think he's going to say, and how is that going to impact what the ECB does?
Well, I'm not sure that we're going to hear too much that's going to really affect the markets. This is the major event of the markets really today, just because we're really looking at a quiet day. But we've just seen the ECB implement a number of stimulus measures, ending of sterilisation of certain bond purchases. We've seen all those interest rate cuts. So I don't think we're going to see any real hints about any further stimulus measures in the next few months. And in relation to QE, I know people are talking about maybe seeing it later this year, maybe early next year, which, if I'm honest, that will be the absolute earliest we'll see it.